proposal that has 7 states putting their heads together to come up with one solution, how best to divvy up the water from Lake Powell into Lake Mead.
And anchor Paulina Butska has been at Lake Mead all day. And Paulina, what exactly will be decided tomorrow during this meeting?
Well, Trisha, Dave, I was standing in this exact spot about a month ago talking about the low levels here at Lake Mead. And today when we got out here, this entire boat ramp was closed off, and it's going to be closed off for the next 2 days because the water levels are so low, and they're putting down asphalt to extend this boat ramp. Now, the proposal that we are all talking about actually says that they want to put less water into Lake Mead. Take a listen. Like this forgotten grill along the scenic route of Lake Mead, the growing Colorado River water crisis may be out of sight for some, but not for all.
Reclamation is working very closely with the states, the tribes, the water users, the NGOs to come up with solutions to leave water in Lake Mead through water conservation.
Patty Aaron with the Bureau of Reclamation says the lowering lake level at Lake Mead is a serious problem that isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
We are losing about 6 feet of elevation a month right now due to the irrigation demands downstream.
This isn't new to the Silver State. In fact, we've had drought conditions for 2 decades. As explained by Bronson Mack with the Southern Nevada Water Authority, our neighbor Lake Powell has a more dire situation.
Protecting water levels in Lake Powell right now is also of critical importance, just like protecting water levels in Lake Mead.
In your own words, what is this proposal for Lake Powell and Lake Mead? Because they kind of work in tandem right now, and this might be a problem for Lake Mead down the line, no?
Well, Lake Mead and Lake Powell absolutely work in tandem, and depending on how much water is in each of those reservoirs really does dictate how much water gets released downstream from Lake Powell every year to Lake Mead.
Meaning if Lake Powell levels get any lower, it cannot send its normal allocation to Lake Mead, and it may not be able to produce power for Arizona. The solution? Authorities are in uncharted waters.
Department of the Interior recently proposed to the 7 basin states that water be held back in Lake Powell to help provide some additional buffer within that lake so that they can continue to generate electricity, so that Page, Arizona can continue to access its water supply.
We're in a world of hurt right now.
In Utah's drought emergency, some parts of the state may come up short on water this year. Meanwhile, plans now being advanced for the mighty Colorado River, all to keep water flowing into Lake Powell. Fox 13 News political reporter Ben Winslow has more.
The water situation has prompted states in the upper basin of the Colorado River to speed up drought plans. That keeps water flowing to Lake Powell so it can generate electricity for millions.
Planning for the future.
Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson met with members of the Strawberry Water Users Association, stressing the need for conservation.
We're trying to put bigger plans in place for long-term water conservation and water development here in the state of Utah. But right now it's critical that people make sure that they're not overwatering their lawns, that they're taking advantage of the turf buyback program, that they're doing their part on an individual basis to conserve water.
The lieutenant governor says reservoir levels are only about 58% full.
It's worse than it was going into it last year. So there are a lot of places that just aren't sure what's going to happen when their reservoirs run dry.
Utah has declared a new state of emergency for drought. A plan for the Colorado River is being fast-tracked, with numerous states agreeing to release more water from Flaming Gorge in an effort to prop up Lake Powell.
The forecast now projects about a 70% runoff into Lake Powell. Last year, that runoff ended up being about 30%. So we should be better this year, but there's still concern about the long-term elevations in Powell, and that's why this action was taken.
Flaming Gorge will drop about 15 feet. The U.S. Department of Interior will also slow the release of water from Lake Powell, holding back some. The move keeps it generating electricity for millions of people.
About a year from now, there could be 1 million acre feet in Lake Powell that otherwise wouldn't be there.
Gene Shawcroft, who also oversees the Central Utah Water Conservancy District, says they've sold water to the nearby Weber Basin Water Conservancy District. Conditions are bad for the 5 counties Weber Basin serves. People are being asked to cut indoor water use by 10%.
There's a connection, a physical connection between the Weber River and the Provo River.
Agriculture producers will also have to make do with less, so may residents.
We want everyone to do everything they can to cut back.
This year, the Utah State Legislature approved spending millions in incentives for agriculture producers and residents to switch to more water conservation measures. To find out how you can get in on it, check with your local water district. At Deer Creek Reservoir, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.